Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Oh, yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Okay. I have no idea. Wait. Where am I going? This one. Inversion of Genesis. I have no idea how long this is. I avoided spoilers at all costs. What is that the right thing to say? Yeah, I avoided spoilers as much as possible because I mean I know I want to get the reaction years ago, and I had to put it off for so long because well not so long, it's been like 2 days I guess.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Yeah, it is. So you're so true. You're so right. You're so true. Well, I keep forgetting. What? Oh yeah, I put it off for a bit because I had to decide what name I should give him, and I wanted the name to be like accurate with air quotes. And I'm gonna do it because why not? Go to the sanctuary of Sarastana. Wait, did I? Bird falls at the curtain skull. In order to look for more information about your sibling, you and Paimon decide to visit Nahida in the sanctuary of Sarastana once more. Along the way, you hear people discussing something. Oh, seriously? Oh, okay, yeah, later I'll do it. I've been playing TCG, and I reached level 4. It's nice. Oh, right. Good thing I didn't like jump here immediately.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay! That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara sooo mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Okay, but...
You're scratching your head?
Did one of them just mention Tatara sooo? But that's all the way in Inazuma!
I thought you say it like, pronounce it like Tatarasuna.
Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's just going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything.
Still, let's go listen in.
Great!
Why are we
Let's go find
eavesdropping?
out what this Tatara sooo mystery is all about.
Tatarasuna. Okay. Tatarasuna. Inversion of Genesis. Genesis reminds me of that one. The first game. Asserting dominance. Wait. God, it's so fun.
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper.
That's the name of Scaramouche. With his many names.
If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Well, looking for me. If you're looking for the traveler, that's me.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Uh-huh. Okay, well, I mean, that's true. If you just come up with random strangers and say you're the... yeah, sure.
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
If you don't believe me, I'll go.
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma.
Okay.
This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
makes complete sense. I just walked up to you randomly.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking.
Same.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatarasuna?
Tataras.
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
Ah, I see.
Sorry I can't help this time.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatarasuna.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive or a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Akaba, okay?
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of
I know.
Mikoshi Nagamasa,
I
who
know
crafted a
Mikoshi.
fine blade.
Sorry, I'm interrupting them. I know a Mikoshi. I've heard of the name. Nagamasa, okay. It's like one of the... I know it's the different name for the... No, it's a different person from the...
But in the
Different.
end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it
There!
and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows.
Isn't like Katsuragi the name of the red streak-haired individual in the second betrayal cutscene of Skirmish? That's a lot of stuff.
Apart from the sword maker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger, someone who dresses funny or
Yes.
acts in an unusual way.
It's wonder.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So
Yes.
first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow! Did I get lucky!
Okay, chill.
Stop shouting!
Yeah, chill, oh my gosh.
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out.
Yes, an accent.
It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago.
400 years ago.
Even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Also familiar name. Could it be what?
Wait, so there are two missing people in this story now?
That's
Niwa?
right!
Huh.
What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Yep. One of them is
the
a...
swordsmiths?
Yeah.
Like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your
Amanoma.
stuff. That makes things easier. So
Kaidahara.
basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art.
There's too many names I can
Something
keep
then
up.
seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
There's more? The
Oh,
exclamation
yes,
is
of
question.
course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the
stop.
most.
Stop at the cliffhanger.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
Yeah, well, we already knew that, okay?
Puppet?
Yeah, well, it's Lumine's face right there. She knows. She knows. The Shogun puppet that the Electro Archon made should be ruling Inazuma with her as we speak. couldn't be her. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's Trident Shogun's a puppet. The Kabukimono has to be the balladeer. But what was he doing 400 years ago in Tatarasuna? Tatarasuna.
Judging by the looks on your
Tatarasuna.
faces, you do know something after all.
Yeah. Well, Lumi, girl boss. Okay. Glare at Paimon and hope she keeps her mouth shut.
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree. It does.
Okay, good job,
But
Paimon.
considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Am I gonna read all of this? I really don't want to. Oh, come on. Huh? Wait. Wait, lag incoming in 3, 2, 1. Oh, damn. Okay, never mind. Let's here. Paths and a young man dressed in a shirt wearing a headscarf. That seems like Katsuragi. That was the jewel. Towards the waters. Kabukimono's feet. Beyond. Seriously, like, imagine like lore stuff. Having to read all of this. And, well, I can't because my throat will die
Oh,
immediately. I
and
don't know how
please
long
read
this
my
is.
essay draft as well.
Another one? Honeys. Besties, come on. You know what? No, I just gotta stop here. I can't read all of this. I don't wanna. It's the pause time. Oh. I'm gonna forget it. All about it anyway. Mother Chiyo. Chiyo sounds like the one character in... Is it Grandma Chiyo in Naruto? Came to light. A puppet did once appear. There's some essay, huh? Possibility. Coincident. Buy some armory. Omikoshi. Nagamasa. I think this is the one. Killed that subordinate. I don't know, I forgot. I just like heard of him. There you go. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait! You're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Yeah, sounds more like a novel. Has this guy ever even written an essay before?
Akaba,
Can you
look.
explain?
Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
I'll leave you to it.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay!
Good luck.
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
What Harabatat is this? Is it Harabatat? Or wait, there's a word for the school, right? School stuff. I forgot. Is it Hara? Or is it
Hey,
Harabatat?
so-
Oh,
That's what
Darshan!
we were talking about. It has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it?
Yes, but also, yeah, the Darshan. Harabatat, Darshan, Kusharawar? Darshan?
Okay,
Oh, the others.
then
Forgot.
even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh?
Yeah, definitely not.
After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
It's a lot of animation. Why did I... What's wrong? What do you mean what's wrong? I saw
Hey,
it.
did you see that?
I
He
did.
literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
Like Scaramouche. You're fast for a small striped
a
guy.
balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Nuts. Bestie, I'm right here. My throat hurts.
Squall and Fury,
It's lagging.
quit following me.
What the fuck do you... Wait. That's so weird. We're literally following like the balladeer right now. And my water
It's
says
too
quit
slow.
following me. What the heck? Right here, right? Okay, jeez. That was the timing of that sprint.
The wind rises.
Lena! Where's balladeer? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. What's down there? Do I die? Hi, Nahida. Oh, running. Why do you look so happy?
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
I should appreciate this stuff more. Oh, this is the last time we'll ever see this stuff. I helped with.
Sure enough, you're here.
Of course, let me just leave it like for a bit here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surastana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me.
This is the first canon Auntie Nahida and Scaramouche I'm getting.
A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
Why not?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about.
Got his colors, palette scheme.
But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Why should I?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
Okay.
Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
She's fine.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Okay, damn, I'll calm down.
Don't you
gosh.
dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
So just call them balladeer. I call them Scaramouche.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
So he has some level of trust with
one
her.
in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position.
I love the framing with Lumine, Paimon, Nahida, and Scaramouche here.
Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
So he tossed you out like trash. Ah, shit.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers.
Child.
So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Really? What a crying shame. What the heck am I? What? I'm gonna cry.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him!
Let Nahida be.
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Still has this thingy here. This is why you can't use this stripper
Good.
anymore.
Go now, and keep in touch.
Keep it. Yes, Auntie.
Nahida, are you...
Yes, Mom.
Are you serious about this?
Yes,
Nahida really adopting Scarfish.
I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
For me?
Yes. As I told
For
you
me?
once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point.
See, my thought here is because we were asleep for like 500 years, right? And our twin was awake, so they weren't included in the center stuff because well they're awake and now the information. Wait, they have information on in the Irminsul, right? That's what I was thinking. So that's why we're they're not included in the center. I can't speak.
It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
What if he lies to you?
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him!
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns.
Oh.
As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Thank you, Nahida.
It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection.
Yeah, the navigation totally didn't read me here.
In
Lead
fact,
me here.
I was going to ask you to supervise the balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even
Nice.
though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease.
We're going on a date with Scaramouche? Damn.
Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
Got it. I'm glad to be able to help.
Great. Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Okay. Wait, I want to prepare. Wait, you're not gonna lead me into a domain, right?
Wow. It looks pretty
Shit.
different here compared to last
did.
time. The
damn it.
colors are
I'm lagging.
gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
True. It's like, blue, light blue, sky, pastel, just a sky color. Hi, Scara. I wanted to take a picture with this outfit, like right now. Why am I lagging?
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You
I'm
know,
lagging, oh no.
you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Nahida sent me to babysit you with. Wait, I like this view. Oh, I like the view.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I thought he's free. Also,
I
shut up,
understand that
Paimon.
prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards,
See?
but right now, I'm on temporary release.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm.
maybe you should think about
That's what
backing
I'm
off a
saying.
little.
Come on, Paimon.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous.
Sounds it. Sounds like
I
it.
need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru.
Tree.
Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through.
Huh.
I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser
Wait,
Lord
lagging.
Kusanali,
It's not good.
I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do
I'm
is
lagging,
keep
oh
your
no.
pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
There's no need for also biting sarcasm. Focus on doing your job. Oh, this is not good. Why am I lagging? That's not good. Ah,
We can start now.
why is it like the frame rate? My gosh.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling?
Okay. No, seriously. Ah. Do I have to stop?
Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul.
Does Irminsul have too much like stuff going on that the frame rate just drops? It's different than what I imagined.
Ooh.
Oh, it's this one.
Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it
This.
feels like a sacred place.
It reminds me of the tree in Attack on Titan. Seriously.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Okay.
Why Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
True.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
I go somewhere.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go
Oh.
ahead.
Why is it he's talking so gently with
Let's
Nahida?
go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen?
I just... Wait, I'm just looking at Paimon's height to Lumion, so like... Just barely above the knees. Okay. It's above the knees, okay? It's like the size. This is such a cool screenshot thingy.
What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Is there a mirror here somewhere? Oh, can I like walk? Okay. Oh hey. Wait, this is so pretty though. But I'm gonna get left behind. But this
These
is so pretty.
sapling things have spread out.
Ah, the fragments have dissipated. Can't
Those are all
read.
packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Wait, where are we going? Oh, wait. Location's changed. The other path. Careful not to touch them, he says. Wait, so I wanted to take a picture with his outfit. This outfit, Harbinger outfit.
It looks the same in every direction.
The space is indeed the usual. It's just that the Balladeers more used than I.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little?
Hey, this outfit. Oh shit. Wasn't paying attention to where
We're
we were
here.
going. We are?
What a huge tree!
No, it seriously reminds me of the tree in Attack on Titan. Okay. This is the center of Irminsul. All the information in the world is flowing through it.
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
No, not at all.
Ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
That's kind of sad to say, Paimon. He hasn't put up any resistance, and he seems good at working on the front line. Maybe he had a similar role in the Fatui? First Akaba and Sawada stories, now this. What a strange individual.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Whoa.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
True. But this place is so pretty, and we're probably never going back here ever
Traveler,
again like what
Paimon, would you like to talk?
Sure. Nahida? Is this a telepathic conversation?
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join.
Paimon was invited to the group chat.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
And Balladeer wasn't invited. Damn. Sad. I'm guessing that you don't want us to disturb the Balladeer.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great!
Paimon's talking, but
So,
not really.
Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Yes, and he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for others.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand.
I just realized this.
Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Is it about his past, the betrayals, and the other events in Inazuma?
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran into a patient at Party's DI. You relate what you saw in the manager's mind while in Party's DI.
So,
DI?
you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Obviously, but also, like, I guess Paimon didn't get to see those.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know.
Really?
Oh shit,
Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
You tell Nahida about the story of Cobb and Sawada are writing.
Oh,
God.
how interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
Really? I didn't read all of the stuff they...
So the Gassé got
made
it
me read.
right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
I'm just waiting for the panning of the camera to show Sky. Okay, that's the end. I just want to appreciate this outfit more.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having.
Oh
Funny
my
how
gosh.
all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
I knew it. Oh no.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
I want this.
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
God damn, now I'm relating so much to Scarlet. Now we have every right to keep certain things confidential.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Good job changing the topic, Paimon.
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
Well, he's from the Fatui.
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
Every conversation with you is hard work, but your attitude is better than I thought.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage.
I think the therapy with Nahida is working, okay?
Huh?
Auntie Nahida.
Wait.
Wait, what? Oh, what's this? Scary.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Anonymous?
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Can I get
Mr.
back
Niwa, are you certain this is
Oh, no,
worth
no,
the
no, no, no,
risk?
no.
We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may
Niwa.
not pay to act rashly.
Niwa. God damn it, what's...
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
Who's this talking? Who's
It's...
that name? Niwa was the man in charge of Tatarasuna. Plus, he belongs to the lineage of Ishin art. Tatarasuna. I can...
Whoa!
Okay, Paimon, chill. Oh shit, that's actually a whoa moment. No, wait, can you bring back my... Oh god.
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else.
Oh, wait. I think I'm gonna... Wait, what was I gonna say? I have been hours and reports on there. It was really great. Nothing as... Who's talking? Surely it's not Katsuragi. Yeah. Wait, I wanna laugh at how he just looks like an NPC with a special hair. It's so fucking stupid.
Under your leadership,
Oh, it's not
Tatara Suna is a warm,
Wait.
welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated.
It's not Katsuragi talking, right?
As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatara Suna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to
Oh, you're
Inazuma
Niwa.
and happening to make
Niwa
Akame's
Katsuragi?
acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale.
It's pissing me off. He looks like a fucking NPC. Oh my gosh. It's pissing me off. Why did you give this? Why did you do Niwa like this?
You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. And now, every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate, and I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do.
NPC looking ass.
None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope.
The Golden Feather, yes.
But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
Damn precision. That's so evil. So evil.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Gasp.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torachiyo,
I can't
the yokai
remember the
struck
name.
down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
He has a dagger?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death.
Okay.
What about you?
Shaky eyes.
What are you still doing here?
Is Katsuragi and Niwa the same person? I'm so
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left?
No. Hey.
Don't you have all your answers by now?
Stop.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
What is that doing in those daggers? I knew it. No.
A moment like
Oh, yeah.
this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
Scar, I'm surely gonna say this again. And then not again.
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start.
Escher? Wait, I should write down his name. Escher.
It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an
Alice.
alias,
It's okay.
and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatara Suna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
I know that voice.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Imagine I'm wrong.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
Aren't you bleeding out right now, Niwa?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you
Right.
must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity.
Yes.
I'm a
shouldn't be happy
Fatui
about the past.
harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The doctor.
The
That-
Fatui?
Well-
Who? What do you
Sure,
want?
You bitch. Sorry, I killed. Oh my gosh, Scar. Which one?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Yeah, voice acting.
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise.
I love the word demise.
My device functions precisely
words.
as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
If you give him my heart. Tell him that both
Wait, it's not emotion.
Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think
Okay, you
like
have a lot
that
of words to say.
are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target.
Or should he dead?
You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible.
Shut up, Totoro.
Mr. Niwa,
What the fuck? I shouldn't
already
be laughing.
dead. What a
The
pity.
Seriously. Oh, yes, I knew the transition was coming.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was.
Pero... Pero...
I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
I just wanna... Wait, the Taurus is standing. I have a lot to say, but I don't know what to say. Scar was seeing this shit, right? Oh no.
Hey, are you alright?
Shut up, I want...
Dottore. Dottore!
Oh no, I don't wanna go in. Okay, what the heck? Good thing I didn't skip that shit. Oh, oh, did
Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
I'm afraid so. He was the one behind the Arasuna incident.
But why did we see things from his perspective?
Anonymous data.
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Because Katsuragi... I'm actually not sure if Katsuragi and Niwa is the same people. But yeah, Niwa is dead.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Yeah, same shit. This betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it existed only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Okay, let's go over there.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
What do you mean,
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon.
Paimon?
It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began.
So this is Niwa?
It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift.
Yeah.
He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants.
Oh, wait, they fucking put a heart there.
The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth.
Wait, but that's Niwa's heart, right?
He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind his decision to take revenge on the Raiden Kokiden 100 years ago. But it doesn't mean that vengeance was the right decision.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Can you
Dotori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
bring me back my character. I wanted to read some balladeer stuff from the other characters. Ugh, man, damn it, please. A while later.
Shall we see how he's doing?
Yeah, sure. I guess we're right here.
Hey, you alright?
The face change.
That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
We just want to make sure this doesn't affect the plan. That's not what I'm thinking at all, but okay.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Sheesh. Okay. Goodness, Lumin.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Does not keep records on the Descenders. Can we look up stuff about Alice?
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Not unexpected, but still, thank you.
Don't thank me just yet.
True.
You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Okay.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world.
Wait, okay.
Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
Summoning?
The heavens responded?
Celestial?
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time.
Okay, wait, my gosh. The jester, another Fatui harbinger. Why?
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Just looking.
Very valuable.
The smile. That smile. That down smile.
Good. In that case, I'll
Oh,
take
shit.
some time for myself now.
Down the eyes. So evil.
Huh? What have you done?
I'm chill.
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
I'm chill. What do you want to know?
Give me your hand.
Okay. Come on, I know we've known each other for a long time now, but still, you know. So stupid. Yeah. Okay, go on. Gasp.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Yes. Why is this so the tension? Are you trying to brainwash me?
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you.
Why one's face?
So tell me, in this world,
Oh,
is
shit.
it possible to change the past?
Scaramouche, please. Please. No. Scaramouche. Wait, why would you ask that?
Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
I like the word hold hands.
Nothing. I was just thanking her for helping me.
You sneaky little shit. I love you. Wait, did he see me hesitate? But that was because I know about Greater Lord Rugadebat. I'm gonna cry. I
So
think-
long.
What the?
I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
I couldn't read that part. Oh no, I didn't see it.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Palantir, stop. I want to be able to stop it.
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
Shut up, I'll remember you. Fuck you. Oh, I hate you.
From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer!
No.
Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
I wouldn't. Wait. I wonder. Oh shit. Okay, that's it.
Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Help.
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
You tell Nahida everything that happened.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Okay, jeez, that's scared. I have a lot of shit to say, but come on now. Can you like leave me alone for a second because I wanna. What? Are we outside now? Oh shit! Wait.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
Where is that?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
No, I wanna help you. Isn't there anything I can do?
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
I hope this location isn't a domain thingy.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Paimon doesn't remember Greater Lord Rugadevata, and the Balladeer's question was a strange one. It's hard to explain in full, and the truth might be very distressing for Paimon. I'll skip the part about Greater Lord Rugadevata for now, and focus on the Balladeer. You tell Paimon what the Balladeer asked you and what you might be planning.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible!
It's not easy. That's for sure.
Right! You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life.
Well, about that, Paimon.
It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Yeah, great example.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Oh, Paimon's so confused.
This is what I didn't want. Maybe he wants to erase himself from history.
Huh?
Oh shit, what the f- that scared me. Paimon, are you okay?
Sorry. Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
Not necessarily, but maybe. I'm just guessing. I'm also getting stressed out. Please.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
That's what I'm saying. That's why give me back my character stuff. Indeed. If the Balladeer does erase himself from Irminsul, many people in Inazuma will be affected. I can't imagine what that situation would look like. Worst case scenario, it will affect everyone with a connection to the Raiden Gokaden. Cause, will this mean that they'll disappear?
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight.
Me neither.
So,
I'm gonna cry.
how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here. Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munstack grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea break pancakes, cream stew, sauteed matsutake, and dragon chili chicken, almond tofu, satisfying salad.
You're gonna overheat it.
Also, Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp balls, triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and...
No. No, I gonna have to stop this? Are we gonna? No. No. Steph, please. Buy one. What's wrong?
What do we... What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking
Oh
about.
God.
What was it again?
If I say this to Balladeer and she asks who's the Balladeer, I'm gonna fucking gonna go crazy. You were getting so worried about the situation with the Balladeer that you started listing foods.
The Balladeer?
But
Is that a food too?
fuck.
Huh. Weird name though.
I hate this. This is why I hate messing with shit. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Paimon doesn't remember the Balladeer. That must mean he actually pulled it off. Fuck this. But how did he have that ability? This doesn't make sense.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
No, it's nothing.
So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
Waivers, no, why? If this is really happening, I need to know what else has changed. Paimon, come with me.
Okay, sure.
Right.
Where are we going?
I wanna go back to Inazuma.
Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
Now's not the time to explain. Let's go over there first. I hate this. Stop. Wait. I hate this so much. I hate this. No.
Relax.
It's not here.
Indeed.
No. It's supposed to be right here. Oh. I hate it. I hate this. Wait. Oh shit,
When
Lynn.
he finally achieved it,
What the fuck are you doing here, Balladeer? I'm actually starting to
when he finally achieved the ambition he thought he'd been pursuing all along, was he content at last? Or only emptier still? We only yearn for the skies because we cannot fly. Perhaps he should reflect on this once he has held the sheer emptiness of the skies in his grasp.
Did he exclude Naida? Maker should have something about him. Oh. It's not here. I'm pretty sure he's this one. Oh. I don't know who else has his voice line. I don't have child here, so who else? I don't know anymore. I think it's only these two that three, I mean. I don't think Sarah knows him. Do you have him? I don't remember though. I don't remember anything about one, I just know. I hate this. No. Wait, shit. I know, yes. No. 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 I don't like that. I was fine with Greater Lord Rikadevara because it's not like... I don't remember. I have it. And I don't think Kazuha has one with Gar. I'm just checking the websites. I mean, obviously he has this stuff. Where's Kazuha? He's not here yet. Oh, it's here. I have to complete it. I hate this.
She
Yes. Wait, where's Lumine? I have to check my Ether account to see if they have a voice line for Oscar. I think Lahida was accepted.
Alright.
I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh shit, wait. Oh wait, no. What the heck? Where am I? Okay, well, I gotta check my child account. Well, I mean, my Ether account, and check child's voiceover. My head hurts. I managed to stop my tears from falling. I hate. Seriously, A has a voice line for him. Oh, now it's gone. Like fucking hell! I think it's between here. God damn it! I hate this. Wait, it's Karamush, you piece of shit. Ah, so annoyed. So mad. I was so mad. It's been...
Behold!
I should have checked the character stuff before I did the class. That's what I was planning to do, but I forgot after I talked to the two people at the start.
We made it to Amanoma Smithy!
Ah, it's been a while.
Hi, old man from Kazuha's story quest. Pardon me, I'd like to ask a question if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the Raiden Gokuden, could you tell me that story one more time?
No. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju.
Don't mind me, I'm just writing it down for no reason at all. Hyakume and Senju. I hate this.
The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5.
What the?
If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Yeah, he did return,
Oh,
but
yeah,
also...
we were! Paimon remembers that now. We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed.
And what is that tragic tale? I hate
In
this so
fact,
much.
This was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, It was right that I should know the truth.
My guy, get to the point.
There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and
I
sorrowful
don't
tale.
give a fuck. I'm already feeling that as we're speaking.
The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatara Suna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatara Suna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out.
Where's the swordsmith? Is it Mikoshi?
The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world.
Orphans.
In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred.
Who is this guy?
Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden.
So confused with the story.
But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
The legend of the Raiden Gokuden has changed. Someone else attacked their swordsmiths. It looks like the Balladeer did something in Armanso, but it seems Niwa still died. Well, obviously, it's not like he can bring back Niwa.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
I hate this. Phew, so he still exists. And he's the same Kazuha I know. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last time. Still. That's all. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon. On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
Where's Kazuha? He's right here. Fuck this. I keep cursing. I'm so bad at this. I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate it. Why do you have to do this? Where am I going? Okay, jeez.
We're here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Are we seeing the siblings? I hope so.
Traveler, it's been a while.
Oh, you're the one who talked shit about someone?
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place.
Oh,
If
sure.
it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
Cool,
What do
please.
you think? Shall we go in?
Thank you. We'll take you up on that offer. Oh, shit. Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
Is he a different guard from the one
be
that talks
heading
shit
in
about
then.
Tom?
Thanks!
Thank you, I guess.
Hmm?
Oh, hi. Oh, Furuta.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Ma'am, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you.
She's talking about me?
What would you like to know?
How are the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the Commissioner's behalf. As for the Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
Where's Toma?
So pretty much business as usual on the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Ayato is still the Yashiro Commissioner. Ayaka is still the lady of the house. No changes there. As far as I can see, nothing's changed in the Yashiro Commission either. I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know that the Kamisato siblings are both safe and well.
Well, got any more questions?
That's all for now. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that.
You speak so slow.
Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much she admires you.
Where's Toma?
I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So
She's still
you're
okay,
not
so-
just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
I'm flattered.
I mean it. Whenever the Commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away.
Ayato and Toma. This is what I needed. I think my mood improved hearing about Ayato and Toma eating together.
The Commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma is
Yeah?
a much better chef than most. Oh, the Commissioner is so fond of home comforts.
There's some husband material right there. Both of them.
They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves.
The way Furuta talks.
Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met and experiences they've had, you always get a mention.
Why is she talking like she's high? But also, you called three of them family, and that's so fucking sweet. Ayato, Soma, Ayaka, so fucking cute.
It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. Much has
Yes.
happened in the Kamisato clan in that time. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet a dependable friend whose company they enjoy so much. So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
My goodness, the way you talk. Thank you very much. I will visit again. Thank you. The people of the Kamisato clan are very dear friends to me. Yes, they are.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Goodness.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the food here being really great. Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
I think it's around dinner time now, Paimon.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
Tatarasun.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am! Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right then. Take care now. Hope to see you soon.
My gosh.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Okay, that's
Very
kind
well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
I have a pretty high voice. Okay, that aside. This, I'm pretty sure like Toma, yeah, not Toma Hayato. We already checked a while ago, but damn it, I missed off. Can we pay a visit to my teapot? Or is it here? No, that's not the other one. It's here. I'm gonna get distracted. Oh, I hate this so much. I hate the idea that you're forgetting someone. I mean, I guess he's not really someone you wanna remember, especially this. But still, you know, fucking hell, she's. Oh yeah, he's right. Here's my teapot.
The wind rises.
I'm going here because I mean, I need to. Wait, no, it's not here. It's. Where did I put it? Oh, there, dumbass. Here. I'll change for a sec. Oh, I'll get Ayato, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Last time I checked it didn't work either. Okay, damn Ayato. That's his name, by the way. But seriously, I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. Why do you have to forget? I guess the things are still the same, but still, you know. Why do you have to do that? Now I have two characters that I have to remember for this Taiwan. And I keep cursing too. It's not good. Oh shit. BRB. Oh shit. What's happening? Okay.
Behold! Yeah.
Oh, are you
Well, here we are.
saving?
But what are you looking for? Something? Or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
It is.
Xavier? What are you doing here?
Xavier? Bitch, I said Savior.
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Do you know much about Tatarasuna? I can still say the name.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How well do you understand the history of this area?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good
Xavier,
many times
bitch.
before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago.
Yeah?
I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation. Goes back around 1,000 years.
1,000?
Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
And what are those maintenance
A
issues?
couple? When exactly?
Yeah?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too.
Sure?
They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
You actually have the same outfit. Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about the
Xavier?
Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
And I'm pissed off about it.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. So can I ask one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabuki mono connected to Tatarasuna?
A kabuki
Tatarasuna.
mono?
Oh,
No,
wow.
I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman, for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
So there's no more kabuki mono. Did the balladeer really manage to erase himself from history completely? If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was. But so far it looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. Thank you, Xavier. What the heck is Xavier?
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Bye. I hate this quest.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Time to go back and see Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Alright, thank you, Paimon, but what if that time comes when you forget about me? And I'm the only one who's remembering you. Why am I thinking about that? It's making me sad.
Hey, don't mention it.
No, seriously, what if Paimon forgets
Alright,
this?
let's head off and go meet Nahida.
I hate that. I hate this. I hate this so much. It goes with history. What was he gonna do? Kabuki finale. I hate this shit. Fuck this. Nice. Oh, over here? Oh, sanctuary. I was there still. God damn it. It's pissing me off. Should I go check real quick?
Search forth.
It's so dumb. It's sliding. Oh shit, shit. Should I do it? Okay, let me just do this real quick. Yep, this is definitely real quick. I hate this so much. Let's go to child. See this shit, okay?
After he took the Gnosis, we lost all contact with him. Now comes the task of trying to hunt it down and get it back. I actually don't mind it. It means I get to travel all over. Wonder if I'll run into you somewhere along the way.
Where's Ether? There you go. And I haven't checked if he has a voice line about Marsha, Seventh Darshan, Shumar's Divinization, Darshan, Sinalties. Oh shit, oh wait, I haven't done the quest. I haven't done the Archon quest, so I wouldn't see it. I mean, I haven't done the Archon quest here. So Island, Swords. Castle! Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I can't, even if I might have probably missed it or something. Wait, does Mona have a line for him? Yeah, I don't think so. Even though they've met that one time. Okay, so I don't actually know if someone else has a voice line. But yeah, we did see Child having a voice line for him. Even then, I don't have Red and Shogun here, or Yaimiko, so I won't be able to check.
I guess I'll post an expedition at the Adventurers Guild.
Wait, no, is it? Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have a book for about that. And I'm too lazy. Have a look. Yeah, the events don't have the stuff here. Wait, Inazuma. Resistance. Tepe. I can't get it. Okay, that's Act 2. I'm so sorry for this distraction, but also like I'm too pissed off. Is it Act 3? Delusion? Enter the delusion, okay. So this should be on my main account, but so Act 3, Chapter 2, Act 3, Delusion, Enter the delusion, Scaramouche, yep. I mean, this should be included, right? Would this be included despite this stuff being forgotten? So look for the person, Scaramouche, he's here. Wait, how can I get that? That's okay. Where's this iconic line? Where's this iconic line? I forgot. Wait, oh, what do you mean delighted to meet you? That's not the right thing. Wait, huh? Oh wait, this account wasn't included, so y'all can see that the dialogue is different because this account hasn't met Scaramouche in the first one because I didn't start playing this account back in the Reconciled Stars. So Scaramouche is here. It's pissing me off. Okay, so yeah. Try the Scaramouche. Scaramouche is here. And congratulations. Oh yeah, where's shit? Okay. Well, he's here. How about Kazuha's story quest? This is such a huge distraction in the stuff. Kazuha. I should have been going over here. Yep, here. And then it should be good over Nagato. Choo. Is it here? Ah, I'm lagging. I don't think they talked about it here. I think they talked about it in the other one, in the event. I'm a dumbass. The event stuff isn't here. Yeah. Man. Yaimiko, I don't think Yaimiko mentioned anything about Scaramouche. Traveler. Yeah, well, I haven't done the stuff. Well, the other stuff. Oh, the Act 5. I haven't done Act 5. And I don't think, yeah, Act 5 is when we...
I heard that you were quite reckless yet.
I'm so sorry, Candace. Yeah, sure. We'll leave it there, I guess. Oh, I hate this so much. Okay, bye.
This
Save.
place is pretty dead. By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
There's a lot to kill, but okay, let's go back to where we came from. Yeah, so the ride and go and stuff.
Even the wind.
Completely forgot that they're in the 5 cousin event. Oh, Iridori Festival. Let's check the stuff here. Where's it? Act 3? Yep, Act 3. And a lagging illusion. So, oh, see? Here it is. So, yeah. Oh, there's the iconic line.
You're getting all worked up over nothing. Didn't have you down as being so weak.
How can you say this is...
Okay, true. Okay, wait. You're getting all rubbed. Oh. Okay. So it's still here. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but also, like, wouldn't he just disappear? Would, like, the Scaramouche just... Oh my goodness, what? Players, why do you have to do this? Why do you have to, like, change this stuff? Growing crazy. You changed, you're getting all worked up over nothing. Yeah, well, the stuff is in Iridori Festival, so, like, about the Cosmos past, the Raiden Goku and stuff. So, yes. Also,
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Oh yeah, speaking of this vision, I like to talked about how I want to see a playable character get their vision, like in a cutscene, I guess. And I don't know if that's gonna happen here because I avoided spoilers at all costs. But also, like, I missed the time that the moment that I was at 801 achievements because I like read 801. It's a reference to something. We're continuing, I guess.
Hey, it's them!
Hi, Akaba. I hate this quest.
Akaba,
Oh,
Sawada,
Akaba.
you're still here?
Oh wait, we're gonna ask them about the Kabukimono. Are you still talking about the assay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
Sure, let's talk about the Kabukimono that... Oh, never mind. It doesn't exist anymore. Fucking...
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
He has this...
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
Yeah, we have to know stuff. Perfect. At least you have researched Tatarasuna's past. Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
The article is great. The article that you let me read last time was great. Can I read it again? I don't really want to, but okay.
Oh, of course.
Let's see if Kabukimono is here. I did. Wait, let's pause stuff. Inherited from Archon. Still ingots. Sir got Saragi discussed water and stuff. burned, 5 those who died last night. So I was bold as to hide the three pieces. I can't see anything about the oh, never mind. Shit, come on. For mechanic ones, it's Escher slash the Torre. Residence, was it yellowed out? Oh, there you go. The what do you call it? I forgot the name for this stuff. One that's the people. Miwa, Miyazaki. Oh wait, Miwa is. Oh, never mind. Who's Katsuragi then? Who am I talking about? Well, this is confirmed. It's Miwa Hisahide. Where's Katsuragi then? Who am I talking about? Who's Katsuragi? Miyazaki, Mikoshi Nakamasa, yep. Oh, here. It's a different person. I'm a dumbass. So Katsuragi and Neo are the different people all along. I'm a dumbass, seriously. Okay. I'm just pausing this. The mechanic. Yep, I see no Kabukimono. I forgot what the title was on his stuff, but I'm pretty sure I saw Kabukimono that then, because they mentioned it a lot.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
Unfortunately. Well, I don't want to, but also, you know. Okay, slowly. Is this slow enough? Seriously, however, is having to retype all of this shit just to remove. Who's Miyazaki? I have no idea. Released the laser. Miwa and Katsuragi were different people. Like, seriously. God, the yellowed out text is pissing me off. Why do you have to do this? I have to rewrite all of this shit. The shotgun ship was sent, followed by third, fourth. It was gone. I could find him like a masa. Christ. No Kabukimono anywhere. ... Ugh. The content has changed. Another effect of tampering with the information in Irminsul. The Palantir said he'd erased 2 of his names. If he really succeeded, it must have taken all of his might. But still.
Well, what do you think?
Surveys.
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Sure.
What did you find out? Something big?
I'm still pissed off.
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
You're gonna make me speed read again. You tell the writers that you learned about the Gardecoga and history.
Wow. So many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
What?
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
So what is facts?
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
We've got some things to take care of. Right for now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
I don't want to.
Will
I hate
do.
this. I'm like reading this stuff all dead now because I'm pissed off. What's on this place? Is it the stuff? If I'm facing here, it's over here. Oh, old Vanarana. Okay, it's old Vanarana stuff. Why does it look like that? Well, also I removed this stuff in the pyramid. Should I show my tweet about this? Wait. This is a scuffed stuff. I hate this so much. I'm so mad. I'm still so mad. I'm so annoyed. It stressed me out. Ah, it's unplayable.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Okay, so I have a tiny hope. I'm coding on November 1. I might tweet. I have a tiny hope we can see Scaramouche or literally, okay, open parenthesis, or literally any future playable character get their vision right then and there. Like a cutscene thingy where we see it appear. Just whatever, it would be really cool, I think. This is November 1. And my other one is Shut Up, Wonder. I'm telling you, I want to see a playable character get their vision right in front of us. Bish, I'm down for some Wonder Magical Boy Transformation too. November 26th. I hate this so much, seriously. Relax, but fuck me. Oh, sorry, I still have missing so much. This is so bad. So pissed off. I want to eat, I'm hungry. Come on. I'm pretty sure Nahida is accepted. Like, I'm showing this again, like, there's already too many distractions since this quest. Where is it? Yeah, the right there. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nahida.
Search for it.
Oh, I didn't put the space.
God.
Hi, Nahida.
Nahida, we're here!
We're here. At least I have someone to talk with
Traveler,
Paimon, about.
How have you been?
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma.
I was investigating the situation with the Balladeer.
The Balladeer?
What?
It sounds like some kind of code name.
What? Oh no. But the Balladeer voice line is still in Nahida's character, so no.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Scaramouche, get back here, you little shit, and tell Nahida all about this, cause I don't wanna be alone in Teyvat knowing about you. Please? Even Nahida doesn't remember. It's just like last time, any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. The Balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper and I'm all alone.
Traveler?
Oh, I said wrong again.
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
Oh, thank you for saying it, Lamin. There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. Only about Balladeer or Greater Lord Rugadewata too. With a heavy heart, you piece back together the sword that was broken and scattered across the environment it has this. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. Oh, we're telling Paimon too! After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis and ended up losing everything. I can't read. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate. Jeez.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
But how was he even able to do that?
As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it.
So it's, yeah, that's different.
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
Yeah, so we're only talking about the Battledeer, not Greater Lord or Gadewada. Okay, I'm alone on that, I guess.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because... well, because he literally changed the world?
Paimon, you don't believe me?
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The Traveler comes from a world beyond Javat. That's why there's no information about her in Irminsul. And it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
You can say that again.
I was having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I'm not really sure. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. But like before we went out the Irminsul, he said that the people like deserve to live something. I just forgot, but it's like he was thinking of the good shit. I keep cursing. He was thinking about the people, just like that. Did he want to reset everything? Or save someone? Or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. Yeah, like everything can be set right. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically, and my hesitation to give him his answer. I say I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Gadewada erase her own existence, but I can't tell Mahida that. To put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell them that. It's so painful, like knowing you're the only one remembering this stuff.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
I just feel empty. He chose such a radical option, and yet... See, this is what I've been feeling. I was empty.
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yes.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try.
No, the thing is, like, he didn't even hesitate. Like, wait, no. As soon as he realized that he could do something about it, like, he didn't even hesitate and did this undoing stuff.
This story makes sense. Every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the Doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends.
But then now, does it mean like, A never made him? Like, so, like, Raiden Shogun doesn't have an older brother here, or like, doesn't have an older brother in this, like, reality?
It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life? Or did he wish he'd never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one.
Oh, cute. I thought you were gonna give me another divine knowledge.
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us.
Seriously?
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner.
You have a personal collection?
You should take a look.
Yeah, thanks. How surprising that you were surprised. Oh, okay.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
This matches everything I said.
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Allegory? I don't know what that wait a second. Allegory. Allegory. Oh, a story. Okay. Analogy.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabuki Mono and other records will have been changed.
Oh.
But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact.
Is this what you did like before we left Irmansol? Yeah.
Changing the information in Irmansol changes to that.
This world seems so fake then, my gosh.
But Irmansol can't change information that was well hidden in advance.
Yes, that's what I
guess I
thought.
must have written this story as a backup before the Balladeer entered Irmansol.
Good job, Nahida, for doing this. I'm not alone knowing this.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
Nahida and her analogies.
And sending the Traveler into Irmansol with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew she'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irmansol. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one she told us. The now erased life of the Balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur.
Oh my god!
The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own.
This is so cute.
Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree, who had been abandoned by the humans.
Who is this monster? Like this, if there's a kitten carved from a wood of a white tree. Wait, okay, this...
The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender, and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin.
So yeah, this is what I was skirmish about a deer.
The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing.
Uh-huh. Oh, the little feather, golden feather.
The two promised they would spend their whole lives together.
Oh, this is
But the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good.
It's the kid, the third betrayal, air quotes.
Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon.
Oh, it's
how it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight.
Mahida.
If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
Sheesh.
We solved it!
We? Okay.
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
Good job, Mahida.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail, that Conria was where your twin first came into this world.
Yep.
We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui.
Yeah, that's true.
But in all likelihood,
yeah,
they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
But who the fuck is the 6th Harbinger then? What the heck? It's like child is the 10th now, not the 11th. I've never had this feeling before. It feels like life is as insignificant as a feather.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
I like the music here.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us.
Okay, how does Scaramouche get his magical boy transformation?
So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahida's right. Cheer up! How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head?
You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar! That'll be sure to lift our spirits! Come on!
Oh,
There's a few things I'd like to look into. You should go take a walk and try to unwind.
Paimon, continue, please. Continue. So fun. I did it again. But also, like, I can take a picture here. It's so nice. Oh, I hate it so much. I still hate it though. I still hate this. But although I'm glad that we're not alone in remembering him and his past. Still, like, oh yeah, it's right there.
The wind rises.
Grand Bazaar. I should have teleported near there. I'm still annoyed. Why do you have to do this? The stuff I know. It's gone. Is it far? I guess it's not that far. Wait, where am I going? No, seriously though, like... I have so many questions, but I don't know what they are. Like, that's so weird. So, like, again... So, like, Raiden, the Shogun doesn't have the prototype stuff now? Like, it created just the Shogun? What happens to that? Oh, where did you come from? Oh, there you go. You're just here?
Yeah.
You just exist?
We're here! What should we eat first?
I have a nagging feeling. Like there's something I'm missing. Something important that I'm forgetting.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
I'm lagging again, oh no. Sorry, it's just... Give me a minute. I'm still processing.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Come on, brain. Let's get this out. It's gotta be in there somewhere. It was something about Irminsul and deleting oneself. Greater Lord Rukatifata, Forbidden Knowledge, Nahida.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Shush, Paimon. Yes, that's it. Greater Lord Rukatifata. She said that no one can erase themselves from existence. Oh yeah, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation in Lesser Lord Kusanali to do the deletion for her? There would be no point. Why'd
you jump up all of a sudden?
No, I can't tell Paimon. She doesn't know about Trigger Lord Rikudabata. See, this thing is so lonely. Like, she's the only one who knows. But this is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the Balladeer to completely erase his own existence. In which case, the question is, what happened to him?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Just here? You just appeared just like that? What the heck? Oh, what's the wonder? Where did you get the drip, though? Where'd you get clothes?
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? The work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss.
You're working? Since when?
I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
You see him talking like this.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That guy is the balladeer.
He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
His manner of speech.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsetias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Oh, he hasn't. I just realized he doesn't have a vision. Are we gonna see it? Wait, what? How? Why would he give? I mean, Lisa did get her vision, like, just appear out of nowhere, but also, like, huh?
Stop.
Get some help.
I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
So it's been days. This reality has... Oh my gosh, I am so confused.
That's right, I am.
Wonder.
We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Let's follow him.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Is this another stealth stuff? But he's gonna get Sunsetias. Yeah, there you go. I'm so mad. There's dusk birds. Oh, there's a... I didn't see. Ah!
Yeah.
I knew it.
This'll do.
It's on the ground, bestie.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Shush, Paiwan.
Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
If I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes, I would never believe it.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
You got great sense. What do you call it? Keen sense?
He spotted us!
It's okay, it's not gonna hurt us.
You've been following me all the
Really?
way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
You're right, we were following you.
Have we met before?
Those are huge. Oh shit, what? What the fuck? Huh?
No, we haven't met. But you know me?
All too well.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated, but I do know you. Piss me off.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can prove it. You're a puppet.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
Paiwan, shut up.
Huh?
You were right! The look on his face!
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people.
A lot of people who are these other a lot of people?
Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's somewhere I wanna take you. But I hope he gives us Sunsetias first.
Okay,
Before we go
but
there. Oh, there
please
you
let
go.
me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
I don't think he needs to eat. So...
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm.
Oh.
And he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's
oh shit! Ah, that was
oddly
a good
nice
thing.
of you.
See.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Alright.
Then let's return to the city.
So the thing is, he'll probably remember who he was. Just go, basing upon this voice lines talking about the other Fatui Harbingers. I'm seriously still so mad for some reason. Oh, fire. So he forgets it, as it's just like a lesser Lord Kusanali of Scaramouche. Also, that's why he'll get his attitude back. Bitch.
Too slow.
No, bestie, we're doing okay.
Quit following me.
I...
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
We're his best friends.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
You're firing me?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining.
Oh, it's lagging. Oh,
Imagine you and me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't...
Don't remember anything?
No, you're right. Then I
thought you were
suppose this is
smiling.
where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you.
Oh, he doesn't. I'm still looking at this.
All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
He got fired. Oh, I said not. What the fuck? Okay, anyway. Doesn't have his vision. Am I about to see if I get his vision? My wish. Is it my wish? About a playable character vision right in front of us.
Upon the gale.
Why? Yum yum. Never mind. So yeah, I mean it's. I don't know what else to say. I'm so annoyed. What's that? What's that? Bestie? Oh, she's doing something. Are you searching Google? I mean, Ermanso. How close can I go? This close. That's too close, but you know. She looking up stuff. Ah! I was gonna take a picture there.
Nahida! Nahida!
He's here!
What's wrong?
Oh shit, hi!
Huh?
I
Are
keep
you?
pressing stop this.
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
He's so kind.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
We're making him remember his painful memories? Wow. Just real. Because the rest of the I haven't in Grand Bazaar.
You say that you are trekking across to Vat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja, why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Shugenja?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots.
Uh-huh.
But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
Do you have to? I mean, he already does.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather...
Oh, the mountain ascetic?
This is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
You're so open about this, Wonder. Now, I had a name for him, like, accurate air quotes to the game. But now I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
We're just trying to think where to start.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
But this is the last time we'll be able to hear you talk like this.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Oh?
Then I'll be straight with you.
But I mean, he was like...
In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart.
Uh-huh.
Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
Nahida tells the Wanderer about his past.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong.
Yeah.
Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
That's what I am thinking too, yes?
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Well, still, Scarination though. So seriously, that's a lot of people.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
We were each other's enemies.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Maybe because your past incarnation, aka Scaramouche, was lied to his whole life. And I'm like saying that so sad. But yeah, that's why we're helping, I guess.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street! He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Oh, he knows it. Oh.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Oh.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to. to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Let's just appreciate Wanderer without a vision. Because I think my thingy is coming true. With a playable character getting their vision.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Okay.
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
So...
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
What's the name? Oh, we're going back. I can take a picture with him! Thank you! Holy shit! Couldn't take a picture with him like before the stuff. Before, oh yeah, that is for a Harbinger outfit. But well, you know, I have to take a picture without the vision. Like, come on! I always take pictures anyway. There you go. And also, I'm gonna take a picture of this reminiscence drift. I said this properly. Oh shit. Look at his vision. Oh, Scar. What? He has so many names. I'll try my best to call him Wonder. Even if I name him what I'll name him. Can I talk to you? Oh, I can. Nice. Good thing.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
It's fine. You're sorry? What the heck? Yeah, I forgot it's Wanderer, not Scaramouche.
It's time to get ready.
I am not ready. Fuck this. And now again? I'm so sorry. Uh-huh. I'm gonna take a picture with Razor. But the vision stuff is cool. Let's take one with Razor. Wait, I don't have to fight anyone, right? Surely. This is not the built team. Should I make a built team? Why not? I'm like dragging this to... That's Archons. That's my rainbow stuff. Okay, this is... This one. Razor goes here.
I'll scout ahead.
Gazoha. Let's put only here just because.
Sure.
There you go. I know I'm not probably gonna fight anyone. Why is it domain? The memories of a certain puppet. He can be the balladeer, harbinger of the Vatuli, and he can also be the Kabuki-mono who was once sighted in Tatarazuna. Well, I guess I'm gonna fight with this team. Or at least I'm gonna go in with this team. Wait, surely, am I gonna have a trial Wanderer?
Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Also, we are gonna fight.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
God, this is the last time we're gonna hear him talk this gently to us.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
And now we're just finishing the job.
All right. Thanks.
Oh, this is really the last thing.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
Shake Pavilion.
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge.
Oh, it's this
I can't
guy.
believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The crystal marrow miners?
Yes, I
No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this.
That's what Katsuragi
There's someone
looks like.
passed out on the ground.
I mistook Niwa as Katsuragi. I mistook Niwa as Katsuragi. Because I thought his name was Katsuragi Niwa. Because my brain's just like that. But this is what Katsuragi looks like. Ah, damn. And to think Mikoshi is another character too. Oh, jeez.
Who are you?
Let me see the...
You're awake. What happened?
Oh.
How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured?
They don't have the pre-Fatui Harbinger outfit here.
Uh-huh. Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
Oh, it's Katsuragi. Okay, why was my brain thinking Katsuragi and Niwa were the same person?
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Yeah, this is what I remember. Like, Mikoshi killed Katsuragi.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa.
Why did Mikoshi kill Katsuragi?
But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Katsuragi had sworn his... Why did he kill him to put an end to the Tataras? But I'm still confused.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Well, I mean, not all good people live a long life. Unfortunate. I hate this. What is this? Oh, it's this stuff. It's reminding me of Cosmos Domain. Oh, chest.
Quit following me.
Bestie, come on. Keep calling Bestie.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
Huh?
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Okay. I'm seriously confused by...
Quit following me.
Koshi killed Katsuragi. Maybe I'm not like reading it properly. Huh? Nani? Oh, there you go, Matay. Huh? I'm lost. Where do you have? Huh? Where? What? Wait. Oh my goodness. Oh. There's a chest here. Oh!
Stabilize!
Got a healer app. Ouch.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
NPC looking ass, just like Niwa, the third betrayal.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
Oh, they're frowning.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now.
Oh,
we're
dear.
gonna be together forever and ever.
That is indeed the third betrayal. Kabuki Pono didn't know better.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
Oh yeah, Paimon didn't see the betrayal
He
stuff.
died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Sheesh. Where's the dog?
Hey! What's wrong? Say something!
Oh, it's the same.
You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others.
Oh.
You betrayed me too.
Rachel. Hey. This is the same outfit as the Wanderer, but like they didn't show the outfit because he had a different clothes. He had different clothes then. Miwa and Raiden Shogun. Alright.
The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
Okay. Your decision. Oh shit, that scared me. What the heck? Ah.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon, one that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
It's just those two.
One with nature.
Let's end this quickly!
Clouds high. The birds come. Squall and fury. Know your place. Wind strike.
Time to fulfill my duty!
What's all those? Birthday drops inside here. Info. Oh, it's the same place. The Crystal Mario reminds me of Quest. This is where we talk.
This place is dark.
So true, so true.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the balladeer here.
Yep, that's still in the travel log.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
I remember this. It was an unsettling place.
Hey,
Look over there! This is where Yaimiko gave the gnosis to Scaramouche.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me?
Frame rate.
Wow. You shouldn't have.
Frame rate is the same height as their boobs. Oh, I'm sorry. Probably the only time we'll ever see Senora alive again.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
She did.
Perhaps you find fighting in the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the Doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely.
Okay, chill, Senora.
Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
What victory is bestie? Okay.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
And that's me. Dot.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Oh yeah, he's seeing himself, I just realized.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Are we done? Okay, good job. Just watching out.
Now escape!
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind rises.
You dare to gaze upon me? Can't run from death.
Shine no longer. I never thought we'd be back to this place for a bit. And seeing Senora, oh my gosh. Senora, victory is not even ashes will remain. Oh, this is the
Looks like
factory.
we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Who are you?
Welcome.
Oh, hi.
I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
Oh, hi, great sage Azar. Grand sage Azar. Well, not grand sage anymore, just Azar.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
My gosh. Scaramouche.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the Abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
Okay,
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's the doctor who's behind all of this.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Wait, looking at this now also reminds me of Attack on Titan. What the heck? When Eren and... what's his name? I forgot the name of his brother. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna get another distraction and look up who is the brother, Eren's brother. What's his name? Zeke! My gosh.
Let's move on.
Goodness, I couldn't move on without learning about looking up the name. What happens if I go down here? Am I gonna get it? Okay. Don't remove my breast. Ah! You removed my breast. Oh my dumbass. As usual. My bursts. My bursts. All the energy stuff. No.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
Oh, he's talking to a lesser lord. Nahida.
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
Yep. Checks out. Checks out, Wonder.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear.
There's more animation before the...
No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
You're doing the same thing as when you were in Shoki no Kami. Are you saying...
Can you return my memories to me?
Oh?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, well, if it's the one choosing this...
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next.
A close-up of no vision.
But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
Okay, camera stuff. Is this the true meaning of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's words? A person can't erase themselves, and even though the original balladeer has gone, This person will live on at his place. Jeez. Are a person. Persons is a person since. Are a person since. It's a person's. What the heck is as a person since? An escapable part of their destiny too.
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
Okay, we're gonna get a cutscene. Yeah, we are. They answered the question.
You have made your decision.
Oh, I about that.
Now, take this.
His blood slips through his arm. Oh dear, what? That's so violent.
Set him free.
Oh, Kaya, make a fuck.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
You,
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
yeah, sure.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Oh?
Is he alright?
Oh, what? Where are you? Okay, where are you? We're fighting this shit. Wow. Damn, hey, protect. Oh, damn. Okay.
Hey! Are you done yet?
I want to stop. Oh, damn, slow motion. What the?
All worthless dross will be purged.
Why is Shoki no Kami moving? Wait, the robot.
This won't be the end.
Oh. Oh. Hi? Oh, hi, Scaramouche. Oh my gosh. Did he save us? Did he? Did he? Oh my gosh, the music! Oh, what the fuck? This is so cool. Oh my god.
Die.
Oh damn, he's back. Scaramouche. Oh, wait, the Scaramouche echoed again.
This is trying my patience.
Have you got all your memories back now?
Have you got any more stupid questions?
Okay, chill. Oh my god, he's really bad.
Insignificant past! The wind rises.
Wait. You can't fool me. Let me rely ahead. Oh, hi. Oh, look at this. This is so fucking. I'm so bad. I'm losing my shit. Oh. None. Affiliation, none. Affiliation, none. Okay. Sure. No? Wait, I thought. Meow. Wait, I don't have Neo.
Behold, feeble human! The wind rises.
Wait, how am I gonna beat this bitch?
At my command, you shall fall. I'm used to this. Unsightly insects.
Oh shit.
Quit following me.
Die,
Behold.
Wait, no, seriously. I'm gonna die before this.
My endless cycle begins!
Search for it. Oh my gosh. There's no rider show. I'm gonna die again, Bestie. Bestie,
The
no!
wind rises.
Feeble human!
Bolt pop. Such a Bestie.
Wretched vermin!
Shut up. Shut up. Oh,
Behold! Insignificant pest!
There we go. Jeez. I brought Jean with me to give that. Jeez. Oh, everlasting artifact. It means Wait, I have to let it set it that it actually happened. We actually saw a playable character get their vision. Oh my god.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
He's back. Boy's back.
It disappeared. Did we win?
I'm hungry. Yeah,
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
He's back. He's actually back.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Now you've recovered your memories. The past will catch up to you.
You sound like you're concerned about me.
Well, actually, I'm like, fuck you, though.
But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
Oh, he's taking us.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Oh, we're sleeping.
Come on.
Reminiscence drift.
Let's continue this outside.
Okay, chill. Me, myself, but not I. He's saying... Oh, hey, this is my first time I'm seeing this down. Gonna take along in the... We're leaving that place. I'm gonna get distracted again by the
Welcome
stuff.
back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
He plays his vision.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
There we go.
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
You won't go by the Balladeer anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the 6th is.
No, seriously, what happens to the 6th?
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Let's call it a tactical retreat. Okay, back. View.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you were looking for is complete annihilation.
Damn.
But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
But he just got his vision. Wait, he got his vision saving us, I just realized. Huh.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
Well,
in all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
Hey.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Nahida doesn't see you in that way.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're the good guys.
Me?
You're into justice and all that.
He's back. He's really back.
Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
Huh. I call them wisest leader, Nahida.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered. Including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
Thank you. Let's hope we can find some answers.
I will try.
What are we gonna do in Fontaine then?
Traveler.
Yeah, yes, honey. Yes.
After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Because I wanted to know what you'd changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
I didn't do all of this for a reward. Please don't make it sound like I'm extorting you.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
Balance? Wow. As you just said, balanced, huh? You must say that.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this.
Oh?
People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Damn, therapist Auntie Nahida.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
I hope you can give Nahida a chance.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
We're not gonna comment about this mission. Okay, where are you going? Hello? Okay. Oh, he's just gonna... Okay, wow, so dramatic, okay.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
That was a lot of animation for the short Where's that?
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Bestie?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you too!
Paimon, no.
Why?
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
We're giving a name to someone. He wanted to decide. Jeez.
No! Paimon only does nicknames! If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
No! Oh, it's this one.
Have you got anything?
Rules and disclaimers for name modification. Name change rules. You can obtain the item. An appellative stroke from the Archon quest Interlude in version of Genesis, which will allow you to change Eon's Adrift, Wanderer, animal's name of please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. Oh, there's a limit on number of times you can rename this character, so do so regularly. Disclaimer: travelers, please ensure that you follow our terms of service while using this function. To create a healthy gaming environment, please read and confirm that you will not instigate or take part in the creation of content that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, ethnicity, government, or region. The bullying or insulting of any travelers or groups of travelers, any other content or behavior that violates the terms of service. We may have to restrict your use of the game or services if you do not follow these rules. This means suspension, restriction, a name reset, forced disconnection, login suspension, or account forfeiture. At the same time, you are welcome to use the report function to send feedback to us should you encounter the aforementioned situations. Can't I just confirm it as Wanderer?
Are you sure?
Okay, that scared me. I thought you just... let me give it some more thought. Wait, do I have to
Okay.
name it? I'm gonna take along, by the way, just
Have
disclaimer.
you got anything?
I'm gonna take along with this. Because I'm gonna try stuff out.
I have no need for these names anymore.
Let me give it some more thought.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, I'm gonna take too long again. I'm gonna say this again. Buy one. Okay.
That won't work.
Why? Aw,
Okay.
I don't wanna be named Paimon.
Have you got anything?
Let's name you.
Is this supposed to be your attempt at a joke?
Maybe. Take us.
Okay.
Alright.
Have you got anything?
No. Wait, what if...
Are you sure?
Eh?
Okay.
Let's name him Lumine.
Have you got...
Sorry, you're gonna hear it. Lumine. That won't work.
Are you sure?
Now? I can name him Lumine?
Okay.
Imagine I accidentally clicked.
Have
Okay.
you...
Ether? It's the same thing. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
You're gonna be my brother then.
Okay.
Okay, so... I just wanna like leave him at Wanderer. I don't like this. Why do you have to give me the thing to name someone, something, a character, prominent? Why do I have to do this? Okay, so you see, the name I first thought of was the Fujin, because it's the wind god. But like, and then I discovered that there's two characters in Mortal Kombat named Raiden and Fujin. And it's not like I play Mortal Kombat, so it doesn't sit right with me naming it that. Because I'm thinking that I'm getting it from Mortal Kombat even though I don't play it. Then next one is Arashi. It's like Storm. Yes. It's the typical stuff. And there's like wind. And there's like a violent wind. So I was thinking of Arashi also. It's like a name I know. Then next one is Natsu, because his Japanese voice actor has the his Japanese voice actor's voices Natsu Dragneel, and it has the same voice actor. Yeah. Then what's the next one that I listed? Wait, it's Guon. There. There's a game about it, like a survival video game, but that wasn't what I was going for. Meaning, yeah, it means like eternity, like so same thing as A with AN, right? The Shogun stuff. What's the next one? Kisetsu, cause seasons. I'm really gonna take long here, cause so yeah, it's the Kisetsu's seasons, cause like spring with the wind, summer with Natsu, far-fetched. The autumn/fall for Kazuha, because there's Kazuha stuff, but that's another thing. Then the winter is born in January 3rd, which is winter. So yes, I thought of Kisetsu. But then I remembered the 5 cousin, where he was a part of it. And according to the wiki, it's like it means Black Lord, but still, stuff. So the basis for Kuronushi, that's the name Kuronushi. Although it's like although our portrait is only revealed after splashing the painting with water. Without it, the portrait was left blank to allow viewers to freely interpret Kuronushi's appearance. So what I got from that is like how we are free to name Wanderer. And there's this site. I'm really taking long with this. Don't mind me. Behindaname.com. It's so stupid. So, character and dominance, affection, morality, will, vitality. What's a bay tree? The plant is a bay tree? What's a bay tree? B-A-Y tree? What's a bay tree? Oh, a laurel plant. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Laurel plant, okay. Sunny, partially shaded area. Completely safe to cook with. Teacher good for. Let me search it. Bay tree. Anyway, yeah, color is green. Gender is male. Animal is a vampire? What the heck? Okay, well, anyway. Kuronushi has a very balanced type of character. His activity is related to his will. That means that his reactivity has the same intensity as emotivity. The results in a man who is a master of himself. It's like... So should I really settle with Kuronushi then? Because it's related to the 5 cousin which he was portrayed as. Okay, so the recording stopped because I didn't have sufficient space. Well, now I gotta wait. I have to edit them too. Oh no! This is why I wanted to use this. Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna in the middle of my thinking. I was thinking, what if I just leave it as Wanderer? But it's too boring then. But also it's like I just wanna do the basic stuff. Anyway, with the Kuronushi meaning, Kuronushi is a high-ranking courtier of damn it. Could have just recorded this like after I looked it up. Where's her meaning? Oh, a person who oh my gosh! A person who attends a royal court as a companion or advisor to the king or queen. So basically, what he's gonna be to Nahida. So he's a high-ranking blah 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 of noble lineage, but he is nevertheless a villain. So it's basically wait, that just seals the deal. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Currency. Okay, let's just double check the spelling because I'm too paranoid about this.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Wait, let me look. I'm too paranoid about this. Yeah, attendant. So he's basically like gonna be an attendant, like air quote, I guess, to Nahida. Bruh, what? What is her role? Serves an attendant to a royal family, basically like king, queen, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's Kuronoshi. And it's like related also to Five Cousin. Yes, I think this will do.
Oh, alright. If you say so.
Ah, my goodness.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
That stressed me out so much.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Kuronoshi.
Still thinking. Stop rushing me!
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
Wait, I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one. Oh, what do you plan to do next?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Yeah.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
Like you said, there's gonna go help behind the scenes, right?
One more thing.
Yeah?
There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
He's really keen up, set on the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
Fine.
No nonsense. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's call it a day.
You're so
Goodbye,
sick,
wise
Kuronoshi.
deity.
Oh my gosh.
And you too.
It's because I really just wanted to name him like smoking so. Yeah, I really just wanted to name him closest. Wait, I just realized these speckles are similar to his hat.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
There were some bumps along the way, but it's all over now.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Same.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
Are we done? I had to collect my thoughts because of the naming stuff that took too long. Oh, hi. Oh, it's
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime.
Was this intended?
Life is
Intentional?
a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
Sawada giving words of wisdom, I guess, to Kuronoshi. Wanderer. I'm gonna call him Wanderer still. God, I named the character other than Lumin. And like, I can rename my name. I can rename the Traveler. But this one, like, I don't wanna have to rename him again. Oh, 200 meters. I'm so mad that I have to edit stuff.
Too slow.
Oh, that's where we stay at. That's the inn we stay at.
Whew, it's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back.
Rest up, Paimon. I'll buy some delicious treats as a reward.
Wow, great!
Can you buy me some too? I'm hungry.
Huh? Look at the vase.
What about it? Oh, that's the vase you bumped into when you were in a mental shock.
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
You broke it, Paimon. That night we stayed here, Paimon bumped into the table after being startled. Wait a minute. Paimon bumped into the table after being startled by something to do with the balladeer and broke the vase. But the balladeer erased his existence. He changed the world, so why is this vase still broken?
You sound lost and confused.
Who the fuck are you? Stop scaring me. Who's that?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
It's been overwhelmed for a long time now, but okay.
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
You can also hear the thing.
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate.
I don't think this voice is familiar.
Like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
This is Archon Fontaine. Why would she talk
Who
to us?
are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts
Sarita?
can.
No?
Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
Unseen razor? Who the heck are you?
The voice has disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
Believe my eyes? Does she mean I should trust my memories? Oh, yeah, okay. We've been doing that though,
Anyway,
kind of.
that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up? It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
Oh, don't leave me. I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Paimon, don't leave me. Paimon, no, don't leave me. I can clean it up myself. No, don't leave me. I wonder what else awaits me in the future. Goodness. inversion. Whose voice is that? What it says. Why are you here? Why not be here? Yeah, I don't want to use that. Same as Kazari's. I call her Kazari. Well, it's the other name again. Oh, but... Oh shit, it is Kuronoshi. Oh no. But I'll try my best to just call him Wonder. Even though I named it. Because it'll be too foreign to name him Wonder. Like, you know, come on now. But I'm gonna take a picture with this broken face. But also, like... Who's that voice? Whose voice is that? I mean... I don't think that broken face will stay there, so... I'll take a picture with it. Dumbass. I keep saying dumbass. Okay, well, anyway. Are we done? Oh my gosh. Should I... Oh yeah, I have 100 stuff now. Hello, 806. Oh yeah. Y'all help me. Please, so that I get this commission. That please, like seriously, please. I'm trying to do the monster commissions first. Even though cause it has this, while the others are hidden, so like it doesn't really affect my view of the achievements. What? So it's like, see, it's annoying that it's these two. Of course, these are. I can't speak stuff. Alright, here's Kuronoshi. And like, it's fitting that it's K and Kaido. Now I have to like connect these two videos. It's annoying. This is why I use OBS. Okay, goodbye, I guess. I say goodbye now. Let's leave this a little bit longer. Okay, stop please. How many have? Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. 4, 5. I was left with 0, 0 when I wished for this fucker. I'm gonna cry. I lost the C2 Mana. Got C1 Farazad. I got Beidou. Kujo Sara. Fischl? I think I got Fischl. I'm healing him. Why didn't they give me like Ternari? I'm so mad. I should probably end it now. Oh wait, I already said what my piece a while ago.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is.
There was a lot of distractions, which took 3 hours, 3+ hours. And now I'm gonna end it with Kuronoshi. Wonder.